Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Rockers to Doctors March news episode, where we'll be covering all the major news stories over the last month. I'm Dorian Prescott.
And I'm Nova Starwick. Today, we've got tons of new announcements about tours, new and older bands dropping singles and albums, both good news and infuriating drama from within the Ozzy universe, and yet another icon of heavy metal's early years has passed away.
If you like what you hear today, let us know. Come visit us at rockerstodoctors.com. Also, if you'd really like to have some daily news briefs so you can stay on top of all the metal and rock news as it comes out, don't forget to subscribe.
And now, let's see what happened in March in 3, 2, 1. Dorian, do you need more cowbell in your life? I know it's a little bit of a ridiculous question.
That really stumped me.
It really did, but do you need more cowbell in your life?
Yes, I do, actually. Do need my band needs more cowbell.
Well, you know what? I have
What?
just the one for you. It looks amazing. It's kind of got like this purple bluish look to it. It's got some green, and you know what? It's got the Poison logo on it too.
Ah.
And why it has that is because Poison drummer Ricky Rocket now has a professional cowbell coming out. So the
Ooh.
product is the Ricky Rocket Timber Tone Cowbell made by Toka Percussion. Now, Token markets it as a signature percussion piece aimed at players chasing a classic rock cowbell tone. So you wouldn't be the one using the cowbell, you would have to get
No.
your drummer to use it. So you have all the fun.
Right.
But it's pretty cool. Like I kind of want like one of these cowbells. It looks like really fancy. It's on pre-order right now through Sweetwater for
Sweetwater.
$84.99 if you are looking for this cowbell.
$84.99.
But it's beautiful. Like if I had a use for a cowbell, I would want this one. If anyone wants to gift me this cowbell, like I hold it up in the show and go cowbell, cowbell, cowbell.
That's pretty expensive. What's it made out of?
Oh, it is. Let's see.
Bronze,
No, it's not
copper. You
bronze.
can
I
melt
think
it.
it's anodized steel. I think that's what I saw. Let's see.
Because it'd be great if you could pay $84 for it, melt it, and resell it for $150.
What? No. Okay, it's an anodized color shifting plating.
Color
So
shifting.
yeah, it's color shifting. It looks really cool. I'm not sure exactly what the cowbell itself is made of, but it is covered in the anodized finish. Oh, the material is steel. It's steel. It's not bronze. It's steel. But it looks like most cowbells are actually made from steel.
Hmm.
I don't know if the cowbells that go on actually cows are made from steel, but it looks like at least most of the cowbells that Sweetwater is selling are made from steel. So if you do need a cowbell, or your drummer needs a cowbell, check out the Ricky Rocket signature cowbell from Toka Percussion at Sweetwater. By the way, we are not sponsored by Sweetwater. We are not sponsored by anyone.
But if Sweetwater offered to sponsor us, we would not resist in any way.
No, we would say yes. Ricky Rocket actually has some other things going on this month as well. He's been talking about his memoir that's coming out called Ghost Notes, My Life in Poison, which arrives this summer and gives Rocket a chance to tell his Poison story from his perspective, the drummer's perspective. Poison's been around for a long time. I'm sure he's got a lot of great stories. Poison's sold more than 50 million records worldwide, 10 singles in the Billboard Top 100, including Every Rose Has Its Thorn, 40 years of Poison. Now that would be an interesting interview, talking to Ricky Rocket.
And we wouldn't resist if he made the offer to interview with us.
We would not. We would definitely set something up to accommodate Ricky Rocket if he did want to do an interview with us. Maybe talking about his cowbell.
I have the power. That's what Brian May posted on Instagram when he announced he's working on the soundtrack to a new He-Man movie, Masters of the Universe. Brian May is doing He-Man. That's a sentence I never expected to say. And it makes sense, sort of. And Queen did Flash Gordon, if you remember that, a long time ago. I was probably about 5. They did Highlander with Princes of the Universe. Brian May doing big cinematic, larger than life music. It's completely in his wheelhouse. This film has been in development since 2009. Sony had it first, then Netflix picked it up, spent millions of dollars on it, and then just walked away. Amazon MGM eventually took over it, and now it's actually happening and is coming out on June 5th. Nicholas Galatine plays He-Man, Idris Elba plays Man-at-Arms, and Jared Leto is Skeletor. And Brian May posted this photo of himself in the studio with the director and composer holding a vintage He-Man action figure from 1986. Very excited about the whole thing. He said his red special guitar is all over the soundtrack. They're also releasing a big expanded collector's edition of Queen 2 on March 27th. 5 CDs, 2 LPs, unreleased outtakes, demo recordings, BBC sessions. Brian May called it the single biggest leap Queen ever made as a band. And it's the heaviest record, as it's turning 52 years old this year.
Wow, 12 years older than Poison.
12 years older than Poison.
Dorian, do you still have any of your old He-Mans?
It's funny you should ask, actually. And this is not something I prepared in advance. It just happens to be sitting here. And hold on, before I reveal it, there's double-sided sticky tape stuck to it, and that got stuck to a magazine. So it's,
Oh, look at that. There he is.
yeah.
Very nice. There's the magazine.
I threw it aside so I could untangle, and it's been sitting there for like a month.
Now, that wasn't one of your originals. You
No.
had them out of the packaging.
Yeah, I had them
remember
out of the
that.
packaging, and if I had saved them, that would have been great.
You had the Castle Grayskull too, didn't you?
I did. And to everyone's envy, I had the action figure for Evil Lynn that was Skeletor's wife or whatever.
You
Yeah,
d
that was rare.
You did have her, I remember that. Yeah, I was jealous of your He-Man toys.
Were you really?
Yeah, I didn't have any He-Man
You
toys.
didn't have your own?
I had She-Ra.
You had
I had
derivative.
She-Ra with the Crystal Castle, yeah, but I didn't have any He-Man. I did want He-Man before She-Ra came out, but I never got them.
Because it wasn't gender appropriate or something like that. Yeah.
Probably not, but there were girls. There was the Sorceress, there was Tila, there was Evil Lynn. I
Yep.
could have had those. I could have just had He-Man with those and Skeletor, but and Orko. Orko too.
Ugh, I hated Orko.
Oh, I loved Orko. He was so cute floating around. I guess he was kind of a little annoying.
Keanu Reeves is coming to a rock venue near you. Dogstar, his alt rock band from the 1990s, has announced a new album called All In Now, dropping May 29th, plus a 25-date North American tour starting May 28th. And before anyone rolls their eyes, Dogstar is a real band and Keanu Reeves is a real bassist, even if Davey 504 says otherwise. Brett Domrose handles the vocals and guitar, Rob Mailhouse on drums. They reunited in 2023 after being dormant for 20 years, put out an album that actually got solid reviews, toured Europe and US, and now they're back with a follow-up. The producer on this one is Nick Launay, who has worked with Nick Cave, Yeah Yeah Yeahs, and others. This is a serious and unexpected cosign, with band members speculating it had been a typo. Keanu said they couldn't wait to get back in the studio. His quote was simply, "We're all ready to go in now." I mean, it's not like you'd expect a long-winded reply from Keanu ever. The tour hits Austin, Nashville, DC, Philly, New York, and more. Tickets are on sale right now.
Yeah, this is an exciting tour. And the thing with Dogstar, they've been around for a while and they quietly tour. And while a lot of people know that Keanu is part of the band, it's kept pretty quiet, I would say. It's not when you hear Dogstar, it's not always, oh, it's Keanu's band, it's Keanu's band. Like that's kind of almost fallen into the background.
Yeah. Another thing is, I've wanted to see Dogstar, but like you said, it's there's not a lot of hype around it. So I always find out that they've been in town after they've left. It
Yeah.
has been going on for a while.
Yeah, they're actually coming here next month, I think, but I think I
Mm.
might be out of town when they're here, unfortunately. It's like every time there's a band that I wanna see, I have to be out of town when they're here.
Yep.
Always, always happens, but maybe I'll check again and see because they're actually playing really close to, where I am. Maybe we can get an interview with Dogstar.
Mm.
A major brand campaign just used Nickelback as a punchline, a hook, and a memory trigger all at once. Dorian, have you tried Flamin' Hot Dill Pickle Cheetos?
Not in a million years. I just tried regular flaming hot Cheetos and I have that hypersensitivity. So I have a hypersensitivity to that spicy stuff and to the sound of Nickelback. So yeah, we're
Well, Flamin' Hot Dill Pickle Cheetos was a limited run of Cheetos, but they're coming back. The Pickleback, Nickelback Pickleback.
mm,
So, to tell everybody these are coming back, they put together, I think, this fun little video featuring Megan the Stallion and Nickelback. I was about to call them Pickleback. But Megan, she apparently loves the Flamin' Hot Dill Pickle Cheetos, and she's just finished her bag and she tells her assistant to get more, to get the pickleback. And her assistant's like, well, they don't make them anymore. And she says, get the pickleback. So the assistant goes to do that because you don't say no to your boss, right? And what she ends up doing, because apparently it was loud and she accidentally thought Megan wanted Nickelback. So she calls Nickelback, who, of course, say they
yeah,
want to work with
sure.
Megan, but they're like, wait a minute, are you sure that she said Nickelback? And the assistant's like, yes, that is what she said. Cut to Nickelback is getting out of this van and they are all dressed up in like spy suits, like it's gonna be a heist. And Megan gets out behind them and they go right into the Cheetos factory and break into the dill pickle vault and load up their van and then go on a crash course through the city as they're being chased by police. And the doors open and dill pickle flaming hot Cheetos are flying out here and there and all over the place. And at the end, there's a big crash and a big puff of mushroom cloud from the flaming hot Cheetos. And you know what? Nickelback and Megan, they brought the pickle back.
Is this going to entice people to go eat this stuff? Is it that? I mean, I feel like that's an over the top commercial. Probably cost a lot of money.
I'm sure it did. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching that. I think the bigger thing is the people that really love Flamin' Hot Dill Pickle Cheetos, they're going to
Also
go
love
get them
Nickelback.
anyway, and they're very excited for it to be back. So they probably didn't have to do something way over the top about Flamin' Hot Cheeto, pickle Cheeto, dill pickle Cheetos. Oh, that's, try to say that. Flamin' Hot
Hot
Dill
dill
Pickle
pickled
Cheetos.
Cheetos.
Yes.
Cheetos. It's a Red Hot Chili Peppers cover band.
Yeah, you're a lot better than me. Maybe you should have told this story.
Jimmy Page just gave Led Zeppelin fans a real gift. He uploaded the original home demo of 10 Years Gone to his YouTube channel. This was recorded at his own home studio in Plumpton Place before it ever became the song that we know. And this one was on Physical Graffiti, and that was their double length album from 1975. For me, that one, it took me 20 years to really get into it. My friends swore by it. For them, that was their favorite album. This one was a little bit harder for me, but fans absolutely love it, so they're really going to appreciate what he's done here. It's been a while since we've seen the guys from Led Zeppelin putting out any kind of extra material. Jimmy Page last did this in 2023, put out an instrumental, an unreleased one, the song called The Seasons, which eventually became the Rain song, which was another one of Led Zeppelin's big hits. So it seems that he's slowly, deliberately taking things out of the vault, and we're here for every single thing that comes out, unless it's a demonic entity that's under the control of a spirit of Aleister Crowley. Did you know that he bought his house from Aleister Crowley?
I may have heard that before, but I didn't remember it.
Yeah. Back in
Wow.
the 70s, there was a lot of suspicion and paranoia about Led Zeppelin's connection to the occult. And I mean, that they were saying that about every
Yeah.
band. So the thing with Led Zeppelin, they were connected to the occult. So it's pretty fascinating.
You know what's actually interesting? I went to Half Price Books yesterday, and there was an Aleister Crowley book there.
Ooh.
I almost got it, and I was like, "Oh, I need to get this. I need to look through it," because I remember this, story about how Zach Wild had wanted to, learn more about Aleister Crowley because they were singing about Mr. Crowley, and Ozzy really didn't know who he was, and he thought all the books that Zach was reading looked demonic, so he threw them all out the window.
Ha! Nice.
Yeah,
Now, somebody's going to correct us in the comments and say, actually, comma, his name was pronounced Crowley. That is how his name is pronounced. But I will forever pronounce it Crowley, and I think most people will because of Ozzy.
because of Ozzy. A polished pop dance routine colliding with Korn's breakdown language is exactly the kind of internet contrast that suddenly gives a 1998 metal song a new life. Have you heard about this, Dorian?
I have. Yeah.
Have you? So, what's gone on here with this trend is TikTokers have taken the choreography that's associated with Zara Larson's 2015 hit Lush Life, and users started syncing that up to Korn's Freak on a Leash. Now, the interest came from that contrast of that smooth pop movement against a heavy, anxious new metal track, and it's pretty cool. Have you heard Larson's Lush Life, Dorian?
Uh, no, I have not.
Yeah, I didn't figure you would have. It's very poppy. I like it. It's very poppy though. So Zara Larson actually she did a tutorial to let people know how to do this dance. So have you seen the dance, Dorian, or you just heard about the story?
I have seen it now. So,
You have seen it,
yeah.
right?
And I think it would be great if you showed it to us.
Well, I'm sitting right now, but it's something like you can't even see. It's like flu, 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 kind of
I
like that.
sort of got that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I got my chair arm in the way. But I was thinking, Dorian, that for a short, we should both do the dance.
Okay.
So if any of you want to see Dory and I do the dance separately, of course, please comment and let us know. And if there's enough interest, we will do that.
Or we could do our own thing and do like the Macarena to Painkiller by Judas Priest or something like that. We have some really sad news to share this month. Phil Campbell, the guitarist for Motorhead, passed away on March 14th at the age of 64 following complications from a major operation. He'd been in intensive care for some time. Phil was with Motorhead for over 30 years, and he was really the backbone of the band alongside of Lemmy. He joined in 1984 after guitarist Brian Robertson left, and his full first album with the band was Orgasmatron in 1986. That was the one that every male metalhead in my age group had. That is the big influential album by Motorhead. And he stayed with them all the way through their final record, which was Bad Magic in 2015, right up to the end when, unfortunately, Lemmy passed as well. The connection between the two of them goes way back. They met when Lemmy was, he was just 12 years old when he met Lemmy. And he went to see him play it at a show somewhere in Cardiff and asked Lemmy for an autograph. All that time, he's kept that autograph, and they've shared this lifelong connection for years. So it's pretty sad. It's two friends, but I guess they're together now in the big metal arena in the sky.
Did you know what Lemmy did with his ashes? Had done
I
with
do
his
not
ashes?
know what Lemmy did. No.
Okay, so what Lemmy had done with his ashes is he had them mixed into bullets that he had given to some of his close friends.
Whew, man, that's dark. It's kind of cool too.
It is kinda cool. It's totally something that I could actually see him doing,
Yeah, very
and
much in character.
yeah, yeah, so that was a cool thing. I wonder, if Phil had one of
So
those.
about Phil, folks knew about his condition. He really did get to spend time with his loved ones in the end. And an announcement from his family, they called him a devoted husband, a wonderful father, and a proud grandfather. And he has sons that are musicians. He even had a band with them called the Bastard Sons. So maybe we'll hear from them sooner or later.
Ozzy's legacy is now showing up in 2 lanes at once. big public tributes, and small family decisions that tell you what he meant inside his own home. Jack Osbourne welcomed a baby girl and named her Ozzy Matilda. Now, I've seen in some places that they call her Matilda Ozzy, so I'm not entirely sure which way the name goes, whether it's Ozzy Matilda or Matilda Ozzy. Either way, it is such a sweet tribute for Ozzy's grandbaby. Now, there's actually been a lot going on with Ozzy this month. So, besides his little grandbaby, Ozzy Matilda, the Masked Singer has also done a Ozzfest night where they featured songs from the Ozzfest Festival as well as some of Ozzy's own songs. Black Label Society, Zach Wild's band, played No More Tears for the first time in 25 years at their North American tour kickoff. So, really, just a lot going on. So, you can really see just how much Ozzy has meant to everybody collectively out there in the wide world, all the different things that he's touched, people that he's touched that never knew him, and also in his own home, his own children, and down to his grandchildren. Everybody misses Ozzy. And, baby name tributes can often land a lot harder than awards because they show how a legacy lives inside a family and not just inside headlines.
Now, we have some sad personal news from the Osbourne family. Kelly Osbourne and Slipknot's Sid Wilson have reportedly ended their engagement. The timing for this couldn't have been any worse. If you know the story, Sid proposed backstage at Ozzy's final Black Sabbath, Back to the Beginning in July. That was a couple weeks right before Ozzy passed. So they got engaged in one of the most emotionally charged moments of her life. And now, oof, that hurts. And I'm guessing the story is a little bit more complicated than the headlines are alluding. They've known each other since 1999. Slipknot toured in Ozzfest. So that's been a long time. It's 23 years of friendship before they became romantic. They have a 3-year-old son, and sources say they tried to make it work out, especially for him, but ultimately separating was the right move for them. Still, the timing, my goodness, you know?
Well, sometimes people get engaged because they're trying to stave off the relationship ending. So maybe this was one of those
Oh,
cases
oof.
where there'd been difficulty and hard times, and, especially at a big emotional moment like Ozzy's last show. Sometimes that just compels people to get engaged. It just you
Right.
have all these emotions already, why not go here? And maybe riding on that and having these cracks in the relationship, maybe the thought was this is what will get us through that. But
Yep.
apparently, if that was the case, that is not what ended up happening. So, we do wish the best to both of them. It was a cute engagement, and Ozzy, as was Ozzy, as Sid starts, Ozzy goes, "You can't marry my daughter."
Sharon Osbourne has confirmed that Ozzfest is coming back in 2027. She said flat out, yes, absolutely, we're going to do it. And that's a very Keanu Reeves way of saying it. And this Ozfest has some real weight behind it. It's not heretical. This is not something that should offend everybody because Ozzy pushed for this one. Sharon said that they talked about it. Ozzy asked her, "Do you think Ozfest would work without me?" And she told him, "Yes, it's a brand. Of course it'll work." And he said, "Okay, we should do it." So this is very much Sharon carrying out what Ozzy wanted, and it's a meaningful distinction. She's been in talks with Live Nation, and she says she wants to mix up genres a bit this time around, kind of get it a little bit of a newer version while still keeping the original spirit intact, basically the way Ozzy would want it. So it's been 30 years. So 30 years, everything is still kind of working together. And there's a great backstory on why it stopped. Greedy managers, bands holding out for more money last minute, but it's pretty neat that this gets to continue on.
So, people are probably going to say that it's all because of Sharon.
Yes, yes. I mean, even if she gives that assurance that Ozzy was like, "Go ahead and do it," I'm sure people are going to say, "No, he didn't. He never
Yeah,
said that."
it's all because of Sharon. Yeah, one classic melodic hard rock band just showed it is not ready to become a heritage only story. Firehouse has released their second new single since CJ Stair's death in April of 2024. Now, the current lineup is Bill Leverty, Michael Foster, Ellen McKenzie, and new lead vocalist Nate Peck. Cute little Nate Peck. The new single is titled Midnight Gasoline, and it is a fun song. Have you heard it, Dorian?
I have not heard it
Well, you know why you probably haven't heard it?
because I can't.
Yes, probably. It is actually truly very difficult to hear. I did go out to try to hear it. I had to go to YouTube and listen to it live at a concert because the way you get this song is you go to Firehouse's website and then they have a link and you click on the link and it brings you to a different page where you can download the song. And to download the song, you're supposed to enter in your email address and you could donate money as well, but you enter in your email address, you click send, and then you're supposed to get an email with the instructions on how to download the song. Well, I never got the instructions on how to download the song.
Really?
And I tried it a few different times from my phone, from different browsers, and I checked my spam folder, like it said, and nothing at all. So I did
Oh,
listen to the song live. It's a fun song. It sounds like Firehouse. It's just a nice hard rock upbeat song. So
I'm confused. I thought you have to pay. Well, you have to pay $1 at least. Do you?
uh, well, it says donate.
Donate.
I
Okay.
did go to donate to them as well, so maybe they got extra
Mm,
and maybe they got extra donations, but I did try I tried it multiple ways. So, after the
interesting.
first when I tried to donate and it never came through, I don't know if the monetary transaction went through. I don't think it could have gone through because it never asked me how I planned to pay for that donation. So
Huh.
but either way, I tried it multiple ways by clicking donate and not donate, and nothing ever came back. But you can go to YouTube and search for it, and there are some fan videos of the band playing Midnight Gasoline live. But now I believe you have something to tell us, Dorian, about Stryper?
Yeah, Stryper fans, this one's for you. So, Michael Sweet posted an update saying that the new Stryper album is finally mixed and it's heading to mastering. We've been keeping up to date on this album for a while since they first announced it. And his description of it, it's really intriguing. He called it a cross between 2026 and 1986. And if you were around in 1986, that was the year of Stryper. That was the year that To Hell with the Devil came out and the story of who Stryper are, and they being the anomaly out there on the LA Strip. The one band that was preaching Jesus while the other ones were doing drugs, and that was their breakthrough record. It was the first Christian album to go platinum, first Christian metal album to go platinum. That's a huge deal for them. So he's saying this is going to sound like the classic Stryper, but in a more modern context. He said it'll be their best album, too. So that's a pretty bold claim for someone that's been around for over 40 years, making music for 40 years. They've got 18 studio albums under their belt. So sometime in 2026, keep your eye out for this one.
Now, I want to tell you about a song about the end of the world that really just showed up sounding very weirdly alive. And that contrast is exactly why it works. This song sounds a little bit like Iggy Pop, a little bit like the Rolling Stones, and it's from Evan Stanley and Nick Simmons. Stanley Simmons. And the song is called Dancing While the World is Ending. Have you heard it, Dorian?
I have. Pretty cool.
Yeah, oh, I like it. It's just so upbeat. Did you watch the video?
I did not.
Oh, the video is so much fun. So it was directed by Mitchell Richmond and they released it on March 27th, 2026. and there's so much action going on. It looks like they're on, like, a sound stage somewhere, so there's all these other actors from different things, like, roaming in behind them and around them
Huh.
as they're singing. There's these creepy little sunflower people with little leaf fingers and these sunflowers around their heads that kinda, like, pop up and creep around. There's burning baby carriages, people dressed kind of like Marie Antoinette lounging around. There's that do you remember that, like, naked muscle guy that would come out to schools, like, when you were in elementary school, where he would wear the bodysuit and it was just, like, all the muscles of the body?
No, we
No?
didn't have that where I went to
Okay,
school.
well, he came to my school, and he'd be in his bodysuit with all the muscles painted on him and the joints and the bones and everything.
Wow.
Yeah, well, he came to my elementary well, he was in this video, so if you watch the video, you'll
Cool.
see him. But you know who else was in the video? You don't, because you didn't watch the video.
Nope.
Sam the Serpent. Sam the Serpent. Yeah, he was. From Kiss. Sam the Serpent.
Sam the Serpent.
Sam the Serpent, Kiss. From Kiss. An old Kiss prop.
I don't know what that is.
Well, don't worry. I will put a picture for everyone else to see in case they don't know
A
who
Kiss
Sam the Serpent
prop?
is. Yeah, Sam the Serpent. It's a snake. He makes a cameo in this video.
Huh? Is this like
Yeah.
someone in a snake costume?
No, I think it's the real prop, like the real Kiss prop. And of course, it could really be the real Kiss prop because, why wouldn't the children of Kiss members not have
Yeah.
access to the Sam the Serpent, Kiss prop?
No, no, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. I was gonna say the meanest joke ever. Never mind.
Yeah, maybe we won't do that. Maybe
No,
if you
no.
want to hear the meanest joke ever, you can comment and
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we'll think about that later. But yeah, check the video out. You could check it out. It's on their YouTube. I know it's on Amazon Music. I've been listening to it there, so I'm sure wherever you get your music, it's probably there as well. And check down their other song, Body Down, if you haven't checked that out already. And I'm really excited about the song. I like it, and I'm excited to hear what else they might have coming out.
Now, if you haven't heard, Jeff Tate has a new album coming out, Operation Mindcrime 3. Jeff Tate being the former singer of Queensryche. That will be dropping on May 3rd. This is really fascinating. So the original Operation Mindcrime came out in 1988, and it is one of the greatest concept albums in metal history. It was Queensryche at their absolute peak. There's a story behind it. It follows Nikki, a drug addict who gets manipulated into becoming an assassin by this shadowy figure called Dr. X. Then Operation Mindcrime 2 came out in 2006, and it continues the story. Now, Jeff Tate is closing out the trilogy, but this one tells the whole thing from Dr. X's perspective, which is a very interesting angle. We've only heard stuff from Nikki's side. Now we're getting inside the villain's head, and that totally fits with our times. This one is produced by John Moyer, who is the bassist from Disturbed, who Tate says did a phenomenal job on the rhythm section, especially. And Tate is describing it as heavier than Mindcrime 1, with complex arrangements very much in the early Queensryche style. So, yeah, we're looking forward to this May 3rd, Operation Mindcrime 3.
All right, so now I want to shift over to a female band, The Warning, and their new single, Kerosene. Dorian, again, have you listened to this one?
Yes, I have.
Yes, you have. Well, The Warning are the Villarreal Velez sisters from Monterrey, Mexico. So there's Daniela, Paulina, and Alejandra. Now, they've built momentum with their band through hard touring, viral attention, dating back to their breakthrough Metallica cover. Have you heard that one?
No, I have not heard that one.
You should check it out. So these girls definitely play their instruments because 11 years ago, you can see the little girls standing
Right.
there playing the instruments to the Metallica cover, which they continue to do in their live shows. They've changed it up. So the original one, they did very faithfully to the actual Metallica song. And
What
now they kind of do their own version of it. I've checked out some of the live of those from their YouTube.
what song is it? Is it a popular one?
Yes. Da, da, da.
Sandman,
Sandman,
One,
Sandman, it's
Broom.
Sandman, it's Sandman.
Okay.
Yeah. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, it was really cool, especially to see them going back because in the video, it's a very colorful video. There's kind of this cool distortion on their voices. There's a lot going on in the video, and you see them with instruments at one point because I was wondering, do they actually play their instruments or did they just, are these body doubles? Or are they just the singers? But no, these girls really seriously, they do play their instruments, bass, guitar, and drums. And Dorian, there is a bass solo in the video.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
which is really cool. Unrelated to the warning, when I was watching the No More Tears tribute at the Brit Awards, I noticed that the bassist had a 5-string bass. What is the purpose of a 5-string bass?
Now, my opinion is it is no longer a bass guitar when you put another string on there. That is just a regular guitar now. The purpose of it depends on where the string is. So most of the 5-string basses I know now have the lower string, so it could just
Okay.
get even lower. Because if you're especially older heavy metal songs by like Black Sabbath, you would have to detune almost 2 whole steps, and that can destroy your guitar, messing with the action that much, the tension.
Okay.
Yeah, having that extra lower string helps out a lot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I meant to actually ask you about that earlier and forgot. But the warning, they have a 4-string bass. It's pretty, it's blue. It's very pretty bass.
2 pieces of Sabaton news this month. First is Do Music. They dropped a brand new single called Yamato along with a music video, and it's another collaboration with the naval game World of Warships. I do have to say, all these videos that we're talking about today, these are all high production videos from bands that are pretty independent. They're not hooked up to the whole big financial system. So it's kind of neat to see the quality of the material coming out from bands that are not getting like millions of dollars thrown at them. The song is about the legendary Japanese battleship from World War II, which is pretty on brand. And, they built their entire career out of telling the history through heavy metal music. So yeah, this is really neat. And then their touring, that gets a little bit complicated. So their North American Legends on tour had been postponed earlier this year because their bassist was dealing with inflammation in both arms. I totally get it. Not a small thing for a bass player. The good news is the tour is back on, rescheduled for the fall, kicking off in September 23rd in Halifax and running all the way through December 12th in Fort Lauderdale. Major stops include LA, Chicago, and Boston. And unfortunately, Tampa, Greensboro, and Pittsburgh had to be canceled. But Pittsburgh may have something else coming, according to the band. If Sabaton is coming your city this fall, do not sleep on it. These are one of the best live acts in metal right now.
Yeah, I have to say the video was really cool. They're
Yeah.
on they appear to be on a battleship and they're interspersing between the band with like water and the rolling of the ship as explosions are going off and you could see the naval officers running around and doing things and I caught myself like the whole time with the song going, yeah. So lots of fun. If you haven't heard Sabaton before, definitely check them out. They're a lot of fun. And now let's talk about one of rock's original trailblazers who just dropped some new music. And this is Susie Quattro. She is still doing stuff. She is still out there. Her single is Little Miss Lovely. It's kind of got it's a little bit slower, but it's kind of got this punk feel. But I think that's because it's very bass driven because Susie Quattro is a bassist. Did you know that, Dorian?
I did not know that.
Yeah, so the song has just this really strong bass feel to it. It's a fun song. There's a lot of crowd shots. She's got like this little Barbie doll that's being all kind of mean and evil and demonic. It's not demonic, but she's not being your typical little miss nice Barbie doll. So I think the doll's supposed to be Susie and, against against the establishment. But it's a cool video. It's a cool song. So I would say if you get a chance, it is up on YouTube. It is on Amazon Music. I'm sure it's on other music channels as well. So just check it out.
Well, that about wraps up our March news show.
Please make sure to subscribe and check us out at Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Pandora.
Until then, stay loud, stay curious, headbanging with a hypothesis.